5 to 8 weeks, or 5 to 7 weeks of Keysanity inserted directly into your veins this month. And a little bit of next. As far as I'm concerned, it's basically already. Oh, and there's a mushroom. Man, okay, so I had a seed earlier this week where we done early mushroom. That can be such a big red herring. We're seeing 3 of the runners start with. Are all 3 of these guys just start with Houlihan? I like it, because in Keysanity, with the increased number of not money on the overworld, you can end up with way too little money. So this initial burst of money. Oh, and there's bombs in the tree too. Good seed.
Yeah, that Houlihan can be definitely useful. Especially if you don't have early bombs to begin.
In this seed, they will have bombs to begin in. Pretty much every route will check the tree initially. So I can't really think of a route that doesn't check a pull tree. So lots of money, lots of bombs. Moon Pearl found in the uncle's room. What replaces money? Nothing replaces money, but it is harder to find money. Now, the route that I've recently adopted, although I like the route that these 3 are doing, which is a route that just kind of got popularized during the Open tournament, which is to do Houlihan from Sanctuary, which brings you right back to the start. You then just go back into the house, grab the item, and then you do this, where you will get guaranteed bombs. Now, this is slower a lot of the time. He's just going to go with 1 bomb. That's a little risky.
Yeah, especially if you make, a mistake and you throw it and then misses or something, then you're out of luck. And I've done that. The bombs, looking for the bombs, and it's like 3 or 4 times you don't find any.
Well, you really just want
useful.
You really just want 2 is the problem. Like, because you want to be able to open race game if it's a good item, and then you can just fill up the rest of your bombs.
Yeah, especially in Keysanity, the race game most likely will have something useful.
Much higher chance. With even a map, honestly, is worthwhile. You want, in theory, best case scenario, you find 3 maps. They're all the pendants, and you don't need to pick up another map. But maps that you can see until you know where all the pendants are, generally a good thing. Technically, you can get all the information you need with only 2 maps. Talk to Sashrilla, find 2 maps. They're the red and blue pendant. Talk to Bomb Guy, there's your 5 and 6. Boom.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. That info is plenty useful.
So we're going to see some of the runners buy bombs here. This is another part of the Houlihan strat, is to purchase your bombs instead. A little bit slower again. If you find bombs in the tree, that is much more useful, and that's 50 extra rupees. And there's enough times where I've been short 2 rupees, let alone 50, for something that it almost has been turning me off of the purchase bombs idea.
Yeah, sometimes it's a gamble, right, with the bottle vendor. If you have 100 rubies and you have no bombs, do you get the bottle vendor or do you go buy bombs to continue on? And
Nothing much in the city. Obviously, Moon Pearl, which only WeityWords has, with his, in my humble opinion, my least favorite strat being start in at Uncle. Although I've been doing it recently combined with Houlihan, which has been a little bit of a fun strat, honestly.
Yeah, I've never had the Uncle strat actually pay off with a sword to go into escape.
Well, one time I got Kena Samari. I found out that you can actually do it with the Kena Samari and the magic you get in that room. And there's a sword. Speaking of a weapon, it's gonna. Oh, okay.
All right.
That was unexpected. But we already have the Master Sword now. There's one little interesting thing about finding an early Master Sword. There's one chest that the Master Sword unlocks in Keysanity.
That's
That
Aga
is,
Tower.
yeah, the add a tower chest. Now that's accessible without the lamp. That's accessible without any castle tower keys. It's just one chest sitting there. It's very common to just check that. So I'm really, there's got to be something there, I think. Either way, I mean, you'll be silly not to check it. Although it is actually a pretty long check.
Yeah, if some people can wait, they route it into, say, a pyramid check with mirror, but it all depends on how different things are required.
Oh, so we have also found a tower key. So that's I wonder if this is going to be the very rare adjunct seed.
Yeah, if they find lamp, then I would definitely say.
Well, and with the lamp, you get access to that second chest, and maybe that's the progression. But yes, with Death Warps and Mirror, you can route in, like the whole sewers, everything with just one giant check. It's a very long process. Probably takes about 5 to 10 minutes. So we are going to continue, and a very common second thing to do is to check south. Check the south of this. Oh, is WeityWords going to do his Houlihan now? Interesting.
Looks like it.
Zaphod Beetlebrot's going to check the piece of heart here. Vanilla, by the way. And for people's information, just due to the tracker, Hyrule Castle and Castle Tower are the same, so that's where those keys will be stored, in the same spot. Yep, the first Castle Tower key is very important. The second one is only important very rarely, as Adjunum is not very rarely required.
Oh, we have a hook shot.
Ooh. The map of Hyrule Castle, probably one of the most useless items in the game. Doesn't even tell you anything.
Next to that Ganon's Tower map.
Yeah, the early Uncle lost. You lose a little bit of time by not combining it with the rest of the tower, but or the rest of the castle area. So he's gonna. There's a chance that WeityWords is going to, with his money, be able to do Zora, but he'll lose some time if it's nothing. So he'll only really get a big advantage if Zora has something. He'll be able to do it here and now, or if the two water walks are there. Because currently that whole area is a sequence break without flippers or the gloves.
Yeah. The Zora can have some trolley items though early on.
Mm-hmm. Can't have the gloves though. Well, he can have gloves actually. He could actually logically have the Titans. But that would be very unlimited. That would be very interesting though. That would throw off the seed quite a bit. Yeah, I would be surprised if WeityWords doesn't go to Zora domain. He's got the money. he's got the items for it, unless for whatever reason, again, I don't know him at all, so there's a possibility that he just doesn't know how to fate flip. It does take a little bit of practice, so
Yeah, it can be annoying to get, especially when you go to Hobo and you try to fake flip out of there. I know
yeah,
that.
the hobo fate flip does take a little bit of practice.
Yeah, because then you can get glitched out of bounds and then have to, you know, it kind of messes everything up.
Mhm. So we are seeing a fate flip. This is going to be a big change point. So we got a bunch of runners going in a bunch of different directions. Fred, he's going to go to Zora, but without the Moon Pearl. So I like it. He's actually fate flipper in. No, okay, he abandoned the fate flipper in the end there. I was like, are you really going to try to go that way? I don't think you can get there without taking damage.
Yeah, that would be way too risky.
Mm-hmm. Can a hobo misjump soft lock you even if you have flippers? No. Because the soft lock happens because the game is like, you're supposed to be You're not supposed to be swimming. Get teleported to a random location.
Yeah, and then you have to either reset or wait until you appear
Mm-hmm.
and just quit.
Because it doesn't, yeah. Well, if you move anything, then you're screwed. So don't move if that happens to you. Oh, and it's a map. Completely useless. Okay, so this is the big point. Mirror and escape. So this is so if WeityWords get something here that's good, then Uncle First was good. But it's not looking like it so far. Nope. So that Uncle First was not a very good time save. In fact, it was a bit of a red herring for him.
And now we're seeing that Eastern check. Or the Sahashrala hut check. Sometimes it's good to go into Eastern early, sometimes it's not. It all depends.
So we found the Swamp Palace key, which is essentially one of the most important keys in the entire run, other than the bid key.
So Skullwoods is that green pendant.
Interesting. Like, that's a dungeon that you don't necessarily want to have to beat, but in Keysanity, there's two chests hidden behind that fire rod, or two items, Mothula and the loop around chest. We also have the flute now as well. This is an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, that's Death Mountain access right there.
And with the mirror accessible, the pearl was in the uncle's room. Zephod must have the pearl, right? Did he forget to check there, or do you remember if he checked Uncle?
I don't recall if he did or not. He might have just gone. I think he went through escape and then went up. And he might loop back down to go do it.
Well, that's... Oh, he's coming back here. Okay. As long as he does it. Quite bad if you forgot.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, it could absolutely still be Adrenum.
Yeah, if they find that second castle tower key, then it'll definitely be an Agnum Seed.
They have none of the required items for it yet. For Dark World, I mean. And they have, like, other than Lamp and one more key, that's all they need. They're about equal parts away, so there's an equal chance of Adenum and Dark World right now.
And we do have Recitador activating the flute, so he'll most likely go to Death Mountain with it. Or go check Eastern if he hasn't. Oh no, he did because he got it in Eastern.
There's not much. So honestly, like, they're not really finding too much. I mean, there's current set of items. Death Mountain is very, very, very good. So that's definitely where they should be going after Easter.
Yeah, I think that's where the logic's pointing. So, I mean, they can
Wait,
find...
where was this mirror? Because only Zaphod has it, and I completely missed where he got it from.
He might have did Mushroom.
It might have been Estate. It was either Mushroom or Estate. I completely missed him getting it. Basement in Hyrule Castle. That's interesting. He can do all of Death Mountain once he's done here. Once he gets his flute. And everyone else will not. So, branching paths indeed. Now keep in mind that this is not a 4-way match, everyone. This is two 1v1 matches happening on the same seed. The top players are playing against the bottom players at the moment. So the matchup is fcoughlin versus Zaphod Beetlebrats the 4th, and WeightyWords versus Recitador. And we have the GT bid key. Only 17 minutes in. Feels very good.
Yeah, that's a nice find. Kind of gives you reassurance.
Wow. Recitador grabbing the full heart. I guess because he was just saving for it anyway. I think he just went straight down. Didn't fully catch it, but I'm trying to keep track of 4 people. We do have Fred in a dark room. I assume it's Old Man. I did see him fly up here.
Yeah.
So, we are going to see Recitador do the Paradox Cave first. Paradox Cave because it's got 2 entrances, or it's got 3 entrances, and 2 of those entrances are actually reversed in how they appear on the overworld. Like, one is higher than the other, but you have to drop down a hole to get to the higher one. So, what's the paradox?
Oh, there's that castle tower key.
Oh, and there's the flippers. Completely useless, actually. Although, maybe not, because those flippers might be required to get to Pod. There's a very good possibility that those flippers are needed to access Dark World. Oh, was that the hammer? The big key of Tower of Hera? That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, but it doesn't have the mirror.
Well, with that, was that the hammer? Dang, Zaphod, when he goes to Death Mountain, he's gonna be paid off for his time. Oh, lamp. Okay, it was the lamp I saw. Wow, okay, yep, we are going to Adenum, everyone.
Yeah, those 2 tower keys plus the lamp. I mean, Zaphod will probably do Tower of Hera. Maybe. But yeah, I don't think it'll have the progression they need. So I think it definitely is going to be Ega.
Now, we still don't know because we do have one runner who can go to Hera. There's a possibility Hera, and he can get a lot of items in Hera. So I am curious if, like, because these runners will do all of the castle. They will do the back end, like they will do the cross room in the sewers, die, do the escape, die, do Adnam. They'll have the mirror, and I very much doubt that any runner will back out and go to desert. That would be very strange. Or sorry, not desert. I mean, that would be very strange for them to go back to Hera.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if any of them got the mirror, do you think that they would be like, "Oh, well, it might not be Ega"?
There are people who will refuse to do Adnam until it's actually the last thing to do. So it's possible. I'm not sure about any of these runners. It's very hard to keep at this point. It's very hard to keep track of people's playstyles. There are so many different players that it's hard to remember.
Yeah, with each different playstyle and everything. So, yeah, everybody's choices are different. Like, the way people think is different. Some people gamble more than others. You know, some people like to play it safe.
Just as a reminder,
and we have Tempered Sword actually at Mushroom.
Wow, that's awesome. Just as a quick reminder, the current layout, small fault, doesn't have Castle Tower and Hyrule Castle separated. Recitador does not have Moon Pearl, so he's gonna be very disappointed when he tries to water walk here. Oh wait, no, he has flippers. Never mind. Oh, he touched the pond. I completely forgot they got flippers. They will, I believe that the tracker should be fixed by tomorrow, but, I assume that they should just remove the shield from the tracker. That's me using my power on the mic right now to say, hey, that would be perfect, because it would just put it right there.
So Zaphod checked the Dark World map, but had no maps.
These runners are doing that thing where they avoid going to Adnam by all means necessary, aren't they?
It looks like it, yeah. Tower of Hera could pay off, but there's the gloves.
Yeah. Well, it's one piece of the puzzle.
All we need is.
I don't think we're done. That's one item already. That's the glove, and I mean, wait, where's Zaphod going? Oh, he doesn't have the bid key. It's on the other side of the. Oh man. Okay. Well, so that's one half. So as we already know, Zaphod.
Yeah, I think once he gets the big key, he's probably going to go back into Tower of Hera, clear it.
Of course. There's the flippers to add to his gloves. Now he thins on his feet and thins on his hand. There's Zaphod.
Yeah, gloves were in the basement of Hera. Not the key locked part.
So Zephod will obviously go back there with his Hera bid key now in hand. Who do I think will make the move on Adra first? Well, all three of these runners who are currently at Adrenum. They're all making the move on Adrenum. It's a little late on that. The last one, though, will be Zephod, because he's going to finish Hera. There's no doubt about it.
If he finds Hammer, I think that's going to be huge. That would be huge.
Yeah, or, I mean, another pair of gloves.
That
Wait, where's he
gem-
going? Where's Zephod going? What are you doing? What are you doing? Go back!
Second bottle vendor?
But why? No, don't do it. This doesn't make sense. Go back. Don't go to Adrenum. Don't get tunnel vision.
I think he's gonna flip back up there. I think he's.
I hope so.
Oh man.
No, what are you doing? Zephod, you have the Hera bid key. Where are you going? I don't get this. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Just do Hera. Why are you doing everything else? I don't get it.
It's just like, you know, you gotta. Some people check everything before they do something else.
Oh. I hope he did. I hope he
Going
checks.
into Tower of Hera. He'll be getting.
And this is WeightyWords doing that thing where you completely avoid Adrenum by all costs.
So he didn't check that chest, I believe. Yeah, the vanilla big key, or the vanilla small key chest. Or map chest.
FC doing Adrenum, which could turn out to be correct. We don't know yet.
That second chest, I don't think that has been checked, and it could potentially have Hammer in it as well.
Top two versus bottom two. Sorry, I just thought I'd get that, just that it can be confusing. Go ahead, sorry about that.
I was gonna say this chest that he's getting right now, that Fred's getting, could have had either Titans or Hammer in it.
But instead it's the bid key to Misery Mire, which it's nice that we have to probably almost certainly go here anyway.
Yeah, it's looking like that play on Aghanim is the play. We don't know if this is a pendant or a crystal.
We know we don't. But we do know that it is something that isn't doing Adrenum, so always welcomed by most people. And we do have lots of runners deciding to just avoid. Oh, no. Oh, hey, this is something nobody's checked. I don't think. Zephod?
Oh yeah. Nobody checked that.
Whoops. Wrong direction for your bomb. Heart map to Dark Palace and a small key to Turtle Rock. One of the more important small keys.
Yes, that is one of 4 keys.
Yes, this does confirm Adja now. We have seen all other locations, so Fred did make the correct play. With his mirror, he can combine a lot more of these checks that other runners are doing with other things, so. Somebody did check Adja now, it was bid 20. Fred is going to feel very vindicated once he realizes that this was required. Usually doing addendum when you haven't checked literally everything else can be pretty stressful, honestly, for 1v1 race like this, because if you make the wrong call, you're completely screwed. Addendum in those bigger races is actually not too terrible. It's a 5-minute investment to get some interesting movement options, save and quits, etc. With their current set of equipment, they can access all of Dark World. It's just not the greatest access at the moment, but
yeah, it does take a little bit longer with flippers to get to pod and catfish and stuff like that.
Well, they can just walk to pod from Hyrule Castle. They can walk. The longest thing is to go to Stallwoods or Thieves Town. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have to hook shot across. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the worst part about this is they'll hope to find the hammer early, so they're not constantly using that mode of transportation. So the routing in this seed is going to be very, very important. The reason being that with this mirror, they can very efficiently route, but they need to make sure that they are like not save and quitting a bunch. They need to like the best route, I think, is to loop around and go to Thieves Town, Stallwoods area, do that, and then loop all the way around the world, and then do pod last.
They do have a pod small key though.
Yeah, but not enough to make it worth checking. I think that's why I say to do the whole overworld first. Like, just go do the loop, because we have the mirror, so we can check like Mirror Ledge on the way. We can go all the way there. We can do Skullwoods, or the first part. Yeah, Fred doesn't even have gloves, so he has to do the flipper to get over here. This is actually something that will trip up a lot of new runners. This is one of the, from what I've seen in the training room, probably the most like confused outcome that can happen is adder required, and then hook shot in over here. A lot of people do not know that's possible. That's very common.
Yeah, was that especially when there's the you have to swim to the little part over there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this world tour going this way and then doing pod very, very last on this route, because you really don't want to save and quit on this route. It's such a long route, so they've got to be very thorough. So this is gonna be a seed where everything, you're gonna get checked.
Ooh, we have Zaphod getting troll dormed.
Unfortunately, they haven't sorted out the right direction, so Mulder was able to just push him. His stream seems to be frozen, unfortunately. I'm sure that all 4 of these runners do, in fact, know how to get to that side of the world. Hopefully Recitador does. I'm pretty sure he does. He's been in a lot of races, so I'd be very surprised.
Okay, so Zaphod completes Tower of Hera. So he'll be heading on over to Ganon.
Reminder that Zaphod I think that Zaphod's route ended up, I don't know, because he had to flute up here twice. I don't know. This is a very interesting route for everyone.
I missed what was on Bumper Cave. I think it was just arrow upgrade.
Yeah, it wasn't anything. This is a very long ad fight, actually. This is one of those ad fights that make you remember why you don't want to do addendum.
Yeah, when you constantly just keep getting those blue balls, it's just...
Fred abusing his shot.
You know, one of the things that I've never understood was that Stalfos right there that throws the bone at you. If you swing your sword, right, he throws the bone at you, but it goes through that wall.
Yep. The enemies do not care for our limitations. Okay, so now we've got new things being checked by everyone. Recitador making the pod gamble.
And WeightyWords
There's only
on the
2
cap.
small teeth in hand. Huh. This could be big. If he can do... Oh, yeah, if he can do... Hammer Yump, he's gonna be in a really good spot, because he'll be able to check a lot. And that is the direction he's going right now. That's not the direction he's finishing in.
Yeah, I think he
No.
decided, yeah.
He might be doing it the logical way, I'm not sure, we'll see.
I think he's probably gonna mirror out and then do Hammer Yump afterwards. I think he's probably gonna skip that vanilla big key. Oh, Fred Death Warping.
Actually, usually when people are referring to vanilla, especially commentators, we usually are talking about either vanilla locations or NMG, so no major glitches, which is the speed run, the most common speed run category. One of the most popular speed runs on ever. Actually, oh, doesn't know Yammer Yump. I pronounced that with 2 eyes. Okay, nope, he did not Yammer Yump. That was not that day, nothing.
Well, so far we haven't seen any progression from Fred, I believe.
You didn't see any progression for anyone since.
Besides the Easter key.
Big key for Swamp Palace. We need that hammer, and then Swamp Palace is not only startable, it's finishable. Now, another key thing is to see if anybody's going to do the first part of Thieves, which has 4 items in it. It's usually pretty common play, especially with Mirror.
Yeah, that's what Fred's doing right now, I believe.
Yeah, save and quit in Dark World right now will lead to Agnum because they have both the Mirror and the Aga kill completed. So.
And there's the big key pod.
That would make Hammer Yump even more valuable for fcoughlin. There used to be a bud where you could die in Dark World and be brought to the pyramid if you died in the Overworld. I think it was a little fishy because there was a seed. There was a seed that somebody was able to just completely sequence break by dying and ended up at Aga without it being killed. Allowed them to access the part of the map that is not accessible with the items they had. So it got fixed in V28, I think.
Oh, I never heard about that.
Now we're gonna see the digging game. So now he is unable to go back to Thieves Town. Or to the village of outcasts. Trying to spell hi.
We still haven't found the item. Oh, it was
Oh
20
no.
rupees.
Please don't run out of places. Uh-oh, is he? Oh, he almost ran out of time, but nope, it was just up 20. The things people do when they're on a race stream. Okay, so we're still looking for some kind of progression.
Yeah.
We literally just haven't found anything for like 15 minutes. The last progression we found was like the mirror for some reason.
Fred bombing the.
You know what? We might have a hype cave, guys. What else is there left? We've seen almost everything else. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for a hype cave? We've already seen what they can access in pod, logically. So I think we got a hype cave, everyone.
It's very possible.
Or it's a hype fish. We might have a hype fish. Nobody's checked Catfish yet, so I think we got a hype cave, everyone.
No, I believe Recitador and WeightyWords both checked catfish.
Or the first chest in the situation where the two chests in swamp, and one of them has hammer. There's the boots. That's the boot. Hey, the boots are pretty good. Will we see anybody check swamp? Now that's the real question.
And then he is saving and quitting.
Let's go to swamp, man. Swamp is the big play right now, I think.
I think he's gonna
There's
make
only
a play on
two
pod.
chests you can check, but fcoughlin going to pod is correct, I think. Especially since I think he's gonna hammer him.
Yeah, with the big key, it's definitely.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. So, are you?
Sorry about that. I'm very, very, very sorry, everyone. I'm not used to living with other people. Okay, did we find everything while I had a heart attack?
No, nothing was found yet. Fred, I believe, is going to check King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks most likely.
Okay, so Fred, checking Kin's Tomb and the bot spots. Seems good.
Just 300 rubies and Bonk Rocks.
Then it's gotta be Swamp? Swamp is the place. Swamp's gonna have hammer and then literally everything else. That's my prediction. They'll find hammer in the literal first chest and then everything else.
Yeah, that is very trolly.
There are like 12 items in Swamp? Is it only, it's like 10? There's a lot of items in Swamp. There's 6 items normally, 1 small key and 3 dungeon items, so I think it's 10 actually, but it's still a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems like, you know, with Swamp, it's like you'd think the more items there are, the odds of progression is higher, but it's just Swamp almost never pays out, except when it's a trolley seed and hammers in the first chest. With WeityWords picking up his boots.
Yeah, and now again, it's going to be really interesting to see where he goes with this. Again, if Coughlin is doing pod, which if he bomb jumps with the hammer yump, then we are cooking. Coughlin is very good at these kinds of things.
I think he changes his mind. I'm checking that.
What? Where are you going, Coughlin? Did he just realize he has keys to do this? I'm not sure what's going on. I think he was concerned just doing it logically. Some people like to just stick to logic, but in Keysanity that could be pretty bad.
Yeah, especially if you're lacking like 1 key because you used it, and then you have to find, you know, finding that 1 key could be anywhere. We just have a Ganon's Tower small key. And I believe WeityWords is going to make the pod play as well.
Yeah, I think everyone seems to be making the pod play, although it just doesn't seem like it's the right play. I don't know. I didn't even know that you could make the hammering up by coming from the top. I thought you had to start at the bottom.
Now going from the top gives you more time than going from the bottom.
Really?
Surprisingly, for some reason, it does.
And he gets it. It's just 3 bombs. So this is a big deal. Whatever is in here.
Just got 5 rubies.
Oh, am I that far behind? I am. I'm currently streaming off of my phone. And by streaming off, I mean I'm using my phone as a wireless dongle. Would not recommend.
Sometimes
Coughlin.
it's faster.
If Coughlin chicken, is he like not being here?
Now he did go to Eastern because.
Did you find the boat
he
then?
doesn't- No, they didn't. They had the big key, so he's probably checking
Oh.
the big key chest.
That's of course right. They have a lot of bid keys right now.
And Fred has also not been to Tower of Hera, so he does not have his gloves. Or a set of gloves.
Oh, boat would be pretty great right now. Yeah. I still want to see a Swamp Palace play. Someone, please. No one's doing it.
So Eastern and Desert are Fat Fairy crystals.
Okay, we are getting a swamp play soon, maybe? No swamp play. Coughlin is going to do Hera, which made sense considering he can finish it. You'll be sad to find out that it's pendant. Why are some of the races 4-person races and some of them 2? None of them are 4-person races. We are currently doing a double header. Fred Coughlin versus Zaphod and WeightyWords versus Recitador. Due to the fact that there are 212 people in this tournament, that is 111 races. So we have this funny thing where we don't have enough space. So 108, whatever. It's close. I was close to the number of matches. I'm not good at the math then. Coughlin finally in his gloves. Is this where Coughlin goes, I have made a great mistake, and then at the top of this tower he goes, I did not make a mistake. Through this entire tower climb, in the back of his head is he's gonna be like, hammers here. Same with Recitador. Both
so we
not
do
having
have
gloves.
the swamp play.
Finally. Okay, it has... Progression pretty much has to be in this next chest here.
I don't think there's anywhere else they've checked.
This is probably like one of the trolliest spots. Period.
There it is.
And there's the... It's not even the hammer. It's not even the hammer.
So it does unlock Dark Death Mountain.
Meyer. Meyer's a bid one right now. With the bid key.
And they have a medallion, they have bombos.
They have the boots to get in and the hood shot to get in.
It is the medallion.
It's bombos as well? I didn't catch it.
It is.
Wow, okay, I'm thinking that that's progression isn't Meyer then. That's the only thing that truly opened up for them other than Dark Death Mountain, so...
They did get Kane of Berna, so they could do Spike Cave.
Nope, not without the hammer.
That's true, yeah, they don't have...
That's, don't worry, that's something I forget too. I've gone to Spike Cave a few times and be like, oh right. And at this point, Fred Coughlin has gone, oh, I didn't make a mistake. But this is also where he goes, man, I really should have checked Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
As Shiri, they could not check any further. You require the hammer to get past the point that Zaphod is. Also, yeah, right, Desert. They can check Desert. Which is a confirmed crystal. But they don't have the big key yet, so... Only
Oh, there's the bow on the torch.
Holy crap! That's insane, actually. That's huge.
That's pretty big right there. Did Zaphod go into pod? It's just these four in the race. That does unlock the bow locked locations in pod. So there could be something there. But I do believe it is smart to check Meyer because they do have the medallion and they do have a way to get in. We have not had a pet check yet.
Yeah, I'm actually, I'd be a bigger fan of this tournament format if it was longer, but I also am kind of a fan of the idea of just like a quick little thing. Everyone gets all their matches in if they want, or can leave if they lose. Don't have to feel bad. I wouldn't be surprised if WeightyWords go in the swamp right now.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Oh,
But
don't
that's
attack.
such a long trip.
I know, it is. I kind of wish that in Keysanity, it used the entrance randomizer code, which keeps swamp open forever and ever.
Oh yeah, it does do that.
It would be very nice. Because then it would make those chats feel a lot better. We found the book. And some 50s.
There's a big key of Ice Palace.
It's essentially just one location for top runners.
Ice Palace could also have Hammer, but I feel like it's more likely in the bow locked part of pod.
Interesting is that I was actually Fred Hofflin didn't dash through. You can actually dash all the way through there. But Zephod screwed up the blocks a bit. Gonna take a little bit of time, but that's okay. It happens. It happens to me all the time. I think he forgot he didn't have Fire Rod.
We did have a mag check from fcoughlin. TR was a crystal, pod was a crystal, and Beevestown was a crystal.
I'm surprised we don't know what green crystal is. I'm surprised nobody taught him.
That's Skullwoods.
Oh, that's so annoying when those raccoons get in your way.
They can be the trolliest little things ever.
Now, minorly speaking of raccoons, as a fun fact, tomorrow at 11 a.m. the first Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer race will begin in that tournament. So if you're interested in that, that's 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's definitely something to check out. Misery Mire did have book, and it's Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer.
On top of that, the SMB1 tournament also is beginning. So if you're into Mario Brothers, there's now 3 active tournaments. And we're gonna get some more of the checks with the gloves. With Flute and Mirror, this is actually very quick checks for Zaphod.
Yeah, especially since I'm pretty sure he cleared everything else in between. So we do have a medallion check, and it's Quake for TR.
Okay, good information to know. We still don't know if it's required. We only have 2 pendants.
TR is a crystal.
Oh, it is crystal. Yeah, never mind. I see that there. Still getting used to the new tracker a bit.
Yeah. And Skullwoods is our green pendant as well.
Mm-hmm. So either ice, swamp.
Oh, Quake, purple chest.
Wow, that's pretty awful. Dang. Oh, wait, did somebody find the hammer? So, I'm seeing chat saying stop hammer time. Who picked up the hammer? I don't see it on. Oh, WeightyWords did. Hammer and Hookshot Cave. That's where it is. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, he did go up there. I completely
Thanks,
missed that.
chat. So Turtle Rock would be the next play, but we have like nothing for it. So it's actually not. But hammer is a huge deal. So hammer, bow, very interested.
So they can finish Swamp and they can finish Ice Palace as well.
So forced double dip into Ice Palace.
I think he meant Swamp. It's a forced double dip into Swamp.
Oh, what did I say?
You said Ice.
Probably not a forced double dip into Ice TBH.
That would be terrible.
Well, it's also not. Is that really not possible if you're at a high enough skill level? Unless the bid key chest is required. And you go in there without the bid key. That's the only time, really. Keys do not get removed from the tracker as they are used. It's much more important to know the number of keys. That would be a little bit rough for our trackers to keep track of.
So I believe this is our first check into deeper Swamp.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get, Zaphod's going to get his hammer very shortly. Hammer is in Hookshot Cave.
Fred picking up his book.
It's going to be very hard to tell where these runners are in regards to each other, or in regards to the racers, because they're taking very different paths. Fred is...
Recitador slashing the Titans.
Recitador, I think, is the last person who has Titans. I want to say that puts him actually pretty far behind WeightyWords at the moment, because it took him so long to get there. Yeah, as far as the trackers are concerned, a 4-way and a 2-way is pretty much no different, other than the commentators are slightly less help. Because obviously we're not going to end up calling every single item that both racers get like we would in a 2-way. Word must have found powder in swamp.
Yeah, I believe it was that bottom chest.
Oh, he realized he only has one key. Doesn't want to use it on that door for a shortcut. Also realizes he has the bid key. Wants to check the bid key chest. Fred, I mean. And I kind of hope Fred finds something in Meyer, otherwise this was a giant waste of time for him. Nothing.
Yeah, the only thing he found was the book.
Yeah. Which I guess his opponent also did, so maybe it's not too bad. There's was that the ice rod? Hard to tell on our screens. It was a rod though. It was the ice rod. Thank you, chat. Just so that people know, on our screen it is a little bit more pixelated. The stream that we see is not as high quality as the stream you see. So some other
butter sword, but I didn't see where he got it from.
stuff like a butter sword.
He does.
I don't think where he could have found that with his current items. I'm not sure. Oh, big key chest and pod. That makes sense. But then Fred has. No, he didn't. Fred must have it then. That's why we're confused about WeityWords. He can't be the one in pod.
I don't think Fred checked mushroom for timber at that time.
No, we're talking about powder.
Oh yeah, somebody, yeah. Okay, yeah.
What is more needed for Go mode? Lots. This is Keysanity. We are very far from Go mode at the moment. We're missing bid keys, we're missing small keys, we're missing items. We don't even have Samaria yet. We don't even 100% know what is Go mode at this point, because we don't know what is required.
Yeah, we are missing, I believe, one pendant. We don't know which dungeon is a pendant. We know 2 out of the 3, but I don't think we know the 3rd.
No, we don't. And it could be either ice or it could be mire. So, those are 2 dungeons you don't want to have to do. We found the Chilrock bid key though. Coughlin's gonna finish up Eastern finally. So there's not too much. It's gonna be a pretty big tell if this arrow actually, so this bow actually unlocks something.
I don't believe we've seen the Bollock part of Pod yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it after. But listeners might not want to check Pod for like the third time.
Yeah, but they do have the big key.
Yeah.
But Fred does not have the hammer. And just
And
five
nope.
rubies.
Well, it's also the red. It's also the red crystal. So let's not count it out just yet. Hidden desert. Found the king. It's a pretty big deal, actually.
Because now you can clear that and find out what the last pendant is.
Recitador is leaving Desert Mire area.
I believe he will be getting his hammer.
Fire Rod cannot be at pedestal. Absolutely not. And Fred Coughlin is gonna finally find his hammer. Same with Recitador. WeightyWords is going to be the first one to complete Mire, which will give us our information on what is the final pendant.
Does he have the big key for Mire?
Should. Oh, he should. Everyone else did. Wait, did we not find the big key in Mire? Oh, only Fred did. Huh. Never mind. Yeah, we found the Desert Palace bid key as well.
Bombing that hammer chest.
Yeah. I used to rage bomb, and then I saw a race get lost because somebody was out of bombs when they needed them. And they were rage bombing throughout the seed.
We do have a tablet check, and I don't believe we've seen that yet. Some map of ice. It could be useful.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll do. He checks his map. Whoops. Wrong world! Was he doing ice? Oh, he's doing ice. This is bit. This is divergence. It is open with Bombos.
And if it is a crystal, it's gonna be... that'll be big. It's a pendant.
Oh no. WeightyWords is in the right place. So Fred is checking a pendant when he might not need to. So we finally have all of the dungeons mapped out. We're still in pendant wise.
So we're gonna have to see what ice gives us.
Hopefully it pays off for him.
Okay, so we must have the bid key. Trackers missed it, which is understandable.
I believe it was in Misery Mire.
Fred is doing the weirdest attempt to set up bomb jump. That was he does not do small movements. There it is.
But he gets it.
Gets the good spin, but unfortunately doesn't get them all. WeityWords opting to shoot the eye with arrows instead of stab it. I'm not sure which is faster, honestly. With his health, he could have just stood in the green liquid and slash, 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 slash.
WeityWords is going to ice, I believe.
Interesting, considering he should, if he's keeping track now, know that it is a pendant. But it's probably got something in it, so. Okay, nothing yet in ice.
Zappa has not been to pod
Show Rod Small T, big deal.
until now.
Wow, well that's good, because you can just go straight to the boss, and that would probably be the correct option.
Yeah, I think there was just the powder, I believe, that was found in the not bow locked part of pod.
Mhm. I think just going straight to the boss and beating him here is probably a good idea. Oh, WeityWords. You have to mirror.
I've made that mistake.
Fire Rod is definitely required.
Yes,
Well,
TR is a pendant. Or
yeah,
TR
it's
is a
yeah.
crystal. It's a crystal, so it is.
Yeah, of course it is. Fire Rod not being required to enter GT is extremely rare. And I think it's logically required to beat Ganon's Tower. Even if you have the Ganon's Tower bid key, it's logically required. The reason being that the final ascent up Death Mountain. Oh, and there's the Fire Rod. Wow.
That's pretty big.
Where was Ice Rod? I'm actually blinking a little bit.
Ice Rod was in swamp.
That's right. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fred goes back to Swamp soon. So Fred, I think, is the closest to Go mode, which we are actually, now that we know where all the items are, we are nearing a Go mode of some kind. We just need the keys. The big question mark that we're missing is Thieves Town. Oh no, never mind. It looks like somebody has the Thieves Town bid key. So
He can clear it, but he doesn't have a small key.
that's fine. I don't think we're gonna need it. We need a key for Turtle Rock.
They could clear Turtle Rock. If they're in Gomo before they get there, they can just clear it.
Can they?
3 keys is all that's needed to go mode.
Oh, and yeah, never mind. Fred found the 3rd key right in ice. I think we are getting very, very close to go mode. We just need one more bid key, I think. Wait, I think we're in no mode. I think we know where everything is. Well, quote unquote. I think every item is accounted for that we need to beat the run. Is there anything that we're missing?
Has WeightyWords gotten his GT big key? I
Oh,
believe so.
Recitador has the hammer, by the way. Just looked at his tractor and he didn't have it. I was like, how does he here? Sorry, what were you asking?
I was saying WeightyWords, does he have his GT big key?
Not yet. But that's kind of, I bet he, not according to the tractor, but I think he does, because it was like 17 minutes in. It was in Light World. DP bid key, I thought somebody said we found it, but it looks like we have not. So DP bid key is the question mark. So on the bright side, all the current items that each of the runners are missing are currently in dungeons. And dungeons that they have to complete. So they're gonna start. I think that we're nearing. I think that this seed, which was a very slow first hour, is gonna pick up right about now. That we're gonna see some runners enter go mode soon. It really depends on that bid key for Desert Palace. The worst case scenario is Desert Palace bid key is in Turtle Rock, and it's in a place that they need to burn all their small keys. That's the worst case scenario.
That is, yeah, that lava room, that's normally where people kind
GT,
of gamble.
the vanilla bid key location is a big way to burn your small key, because you basically, by completing it, you can get the key that you're supposed to use to access that, and then use it to access Laser Bridge and still be the boss. But then you're sacrificing that one chest. If you sacrifice that one chest for the other 4 chests, run the risk of that being required. And if that is required, then you can't soft lock, but you do fall pretty far behind. Is slow, fast, slow, has usually how these seeds play out? Yeah, actually, for the most part, most seeds boil down to either very, very fast, hey, here's like a bunch of progression, now go beat a bunch of dungeons, and then like slow down and double check everything. Or, as we saw in this seed, a very, very slow, methodical, check everything beginning into a, we're starting to just roll into items. Oh, and chat pointing out Quake Medallion, which we have on one stream, is another thing that not a lot of people have. But it really is that DP bid key. Oh, we found the silvers.
Yes. Oh, there's the Thieves Town. It was in Swamp.
Yeah. Wasn't me. But then it's removed because it's completely useless. And we need an extra spot on the tracker.
There is a Turtle Rock small key at the bat. So I believe that we've seen all 4? Or is that still just the 3rd one?
Sorry? I think that's just the 3rd one. Nobody's really checked anything new. I think DP bid key, or sorry, I don't know even. And that she's saying it's hard to keep track of 4 people. It's hard to keep track of what. Sorry, go ahead.
That has to be the fourth key because only one other person has powder, and powder was just checked for the first time, and it was a Turtle Rock key. So,
Fair enough.
and I don't believe WeightyWords has been to ice, and the other Turtle Rock key is in ice, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're correct.
Fred does get that quick kill on Argus. I think WeightyWords might put off ice because it's a pendant.
fcoughlin causing massive lag by bombing the extra sprite over caused some issues. Oh hey, Fred can go to Turtle Rock. Random fairy, how useful. It looks like he's gonna go to Thieves Town first, which makes sense. That's actually the correct play. Oh, he doesn't have Samaria yet. Jeez. And these racers.
Where was Samaria again?
Great question. WeightyWords is the only one who has it. So, well, I don't know, because our traders. This is a learning process for everyone. Keys weren't required to be tracked in any of the dailies, and then suddenly this morning it was hey, keys.
What was on the ped? What did that
Oh,
say?
I didn't catch it, but it's bombed twice. So that's not good. That could be bad. Oh, it's a compass. Never mind, that's good. We're good. What was the text? I missed it. I was looking at WeightyWords, trying to figure out where he was going. WeightyWords with another Turtle Rock key.
So I believe Zaphod is going to Thieves Town now. No, maybe. Yeah, he does have the big key. But he didn't clear Swamp.
There's the Ice Rod for Recitador. fcoughlin also has the Ice Rod. So all runners have the Ice Rod.
Zaphod about to pick up his silvers.
Man, this isn't pretty intense because there's so many things that we need to find. Like each runner has like such different things that they need to do, but like for the most part, everything is kind of in the same spots. Like they all just have different places that they've done. They now have to just do what their opponent did. It's actually pretty crazy, this seed. How like spread out it is. Nothing is kind of clumped in one area. We have no like grouped dungeons. It's just like do everything, please.
Yeah, that's the most annoying.
I'm a
When
little surprised Fred didn't do Swamp, Skull actually. Well, he was up there, like do Skull and Chet Pet, because he has the Fire Rod.
that is true, and Desert Big Key could be in that.
Could be
chest.
on Moth. Could be at Green. Could be in that chest. So. Yeah, so we got, again, everybody just kind of doing things that other runners have done. So.
They're all marked for Zaphod.
And very, very quick for WeightyWords. Still looking for that DP key.
He still needs Fire Rod, so he still
could
does
be-
have to go in ice.
Yeah. Ice Palace having Fire Rod is a bit deterrent for these runners. I want to say DP Big Key's gonna end up being at Well, where's WeightyWords going? Is he going to Turtle Rock? This is a huge gamble. Prediction of I remember what Samaria is. It's Purple Chest. No, it isn't. Purple Chest did have something though.
It had Quake.
That's it. That's still needed. Chat, where is Samaria?
Oh, it was in Desert. It was right side, I believe. That's right. Yeah, it was in the Desert Palace, small key.
Right. And somebody... Yeah, okay, so... They all have that, they just want the big key as well, which is understandable before they go there. But I'm gonna go ahead and say they're gonna need it. Oh. So yeah, again, we just have runners checking because we are just looking for that one item, and then we'll know where everything is, and we'll be able to give a better clue as to who's closer.
We might be making the T-Rock gamble now.
Yeah, there's unfortunately not a lot of people who run major glitch categories in LTTP, but especially randomizers, because major glitches randomizer is pretty crazy. But overworld glitch is less so. Overworld glitch is a pretty cool category to watch. I could see a tournament of that happen in one day.
That'd be very interesting to see. I've watched a couple runs of that. It's pretty fun to watch.
There was, in fact, yes, a 21-person Old Dungeons Major Glitches race. Major Glitches of the base game, if you don't count the 3-minute any percent category, pretty healthy community. It's not the biggest, but it's not small. Oh, and for people who don't know the lingo, MG stands for Major Glitches, OWG stands for Overworld Glitches, which is a subset of Major Glitches in the Randomizer, where only the glitches in the Overworld are required. We're seeing our first Total Rock play as well. And NMG is No Major Glitches, named after the category for the past called No Major Glitches, which is the any percent category of the game.
We do have red mail.
Whoops. WeightyWords messed up a little bit. Lucky for the tell. Ho 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 ho! That's troll. Hee hee hee. Wait, WeightyWords doesn't beat the ice, so he doesn't have the fire rods. This is going to turn out disastrously for him.
Yeah,
It's into the fire lot spots. This is a huge, giant, massive gamble. Now again, so something's been worried in the back of my mind is WeightyWords, I just don't recognize his name, so I'm not sure what his experience level is. So I hope he does know that Bombos can do ice. Again, this season's actually had quite a few things that trip up players. Not everybody knows that Bombos works in ice, so. Okay, so he is dipping that one chest. I'm gonna check Laser Bridge. You honestly don't have to be that experienced. I've seen people run into it, and we will have a few people in here who don't know everything.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't check that that middle chest looking for the fire rod. Because if he's gambling, you know, fire rod being in Turtle Rock, he could gamble the key being in Turtle Rock too. But
Oh, Recitador Chicken Swamp. This is one of those things we haven't seen yet.
yes, fire rod was in ice. Yes.
Recitador just keeps falling in. There he goes. He remembers to use the hood shot.
He is gonna check the back.
Good, finally. This is a much better check than WeightyWords in my opinion. Although WeightyWords is the bigger gamble and more items, but I think that Recitador's makes more sense. And I guess fcoughlin also is. So this is gonna be a big turnaround if that's gonna have anything.
Did Fred check that first chest yet, or is he gonna do it after Moth?
Zaphod is not headed to go mode. He still is missing a key.
Sorry?
I said, did Fred check that first chest, or
I
he's gonna do it again?
missed it. I assume he. I'm not sure if he did. I don't know which is fast. It's kind of the same, like, because you start at the same spot and then you just kind of make a different decision. So it doesn't really matter what order you do these two in. So.
Mothula just hugging those spikes.
Nope, that's small T at Dark Palace. That is not the right small T. It is a completely useless small T for most runners. Or, not for most. WeityWords is gonna check Hera's small T that he got. So this is gonna be a huge time for him. Okay, Budnet on the. Okay, so now we're gonna see this chest.
$20 rubies.
Wow. So is it gonna be Hera small T? Or could it be one of the Firelot chests in Pod?
I think that's really it. Well, we have Fred doing Sahasrahla?
Yep. Oh yeah, this is the other location it could be. Oh yeah, Fred doesn't have Red Cane, but I thought he did. Nope, just an arrow upgrade.
Yeah, it's either gonna be Tower of Hera or Fire Unlocked Turtle Rock. Because Fred is about to get his cane.
Mm-hmm. No, does he steal the small T? No, that would be dumb. Biggest mistake.
If it
No,
was
wait, right, because he doesn't have the big key. Never mind. Man, seriously, don't steal the small T in Desert in Keysanity. That is like the biggest mistake you could ever make. It just makes things so complicated. Because if I think that's one of the ways you could soft lock. Because if you steal that key and go use it, you might have locked yourself out of the boss, which might have been required. So don't do it, please.
Finally, WeityWords going to get his fire on. And we have a blind pull from Recitador.
Dane. We're gonna get to that compass pull. The magical compass of disappointment. fcoughlin going to finish up what he didn't do the first time he was in Mire. Man, we got 4 runners in this race, and none of them are probably gonna be done before 2 hours. We're looking for that one last item.
What was the Tower of Hera small key? It wasn't anything, was it?
I don't think it was anything. So what are we looking for now? Like what do we need to... Where is this item? It's gotta be in the Firelot, like, Turtle Rock locations.
Yeah, that's the only place it could be.
WeityWords is finding yes, Fire Rod.
Yeah, it can't be pure. It's got to be right side TR or on Trinex himself. Oh, and it could be in the vanilla bid key chest, which a few of our runners can check. Oh no, no runner has a fourth key, so. Oh man.
Yeah, that fourth key, I believe, is the bat, which only WeightyWords has checked. I'm pretty sure.
He's the only one. Oh no, Zaphod has it. Hmm.
Yeah, but he has it, but I don't think he's checked it.
I've looked at the spoiler log of the spoiler log playthrough of a Keysanity seed once. It's a thin. Once you put the small keys in there as well, you basically rebuild it. There was a seed that was actually 100% unless you hammer yamped. Like literally, it required 100% of the game to be completed before GT. So I guess like 98% of the game or whatever. It was pretty weird. Because the last possible chest you could get was like a small key. The last small key in pod was on like Aga, and like the last item in Aga was in pod. It was a mess. So WeightyWords says all the TR keys. I see Bob jump in. You don't need to do that, my dude. It's just faster to just walk to these chests.
So we are about to see that fire rod locked pot or TR.
It's got to be here. Come on, Desert Palace small key, appear. Or bid key, sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, oh, poor WeightyWords. Oh no. His only prayer is that Recitador has done like far less dungeon than he has. That is go mode for Zaphod Beetlebrox, and the Fred Coffin versus Zaphod match is extremely close right now. They are back to back. With that location, that means that there's these runners do not need to check the bid key chest.
Yeah, they can just flute to Meyer and then mirror to Landmolus.
What happened is that we have finally found the final item before what is called go mode, which is the term that we use when we have found every single item required to complete the seed, which means that it is a pure execution race from this point on. Fred is in go mode and is opting to go straight to desert. Interesting. Reset is not really ahead. Actually, no, they're pretty close. No, yeah, Reset and WeightyWords is pretty close. It depends on where WeightyWords goes after this, but he's probably gonna go straight to Turtle Rock.
Fred and Zaphod doing these dungeons in different orders is going to be a little weird. Wait,
I think it's kind of smart though because he's saving it so he doesn't have to make another trip back up. But he's still.
he'll have to make that trip back up either way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I think he just might want to just finish TR and then go straight to.
Yeah, HCTs are both. You're correct. That should be fixed within the next day or so. It's been brought up. That's a little confusing. Hashtag remove the shield from the tracker. Okay, so there's the shovel. Comes out of the sand. Completely useless. They have completed a completely different dungeon at the exact same time. That's pretty cool.
WeightyWords finally getting his Desert Palace big key.
Ooh, this is intense. Oh man. So Fred has to do this. Zaphod has to do this plus the climb. Like, this is gonna come down to execution because they have everything. They have the GT bit key. They're just gonna go run straight up Ganon's tower. Plus they have the small keys. Yes, they do. They have two. That was actually a little interesting right there. Zaphod has been a little bit ahead since he started go mode a little bit sooner.
Getting the quick kill on Lamb Wallace.
Yeah, it was very clean. GT Bitty was like 17 minutes.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Yeah, we're seeing like fcoughlin doesn't even need to like do chain chomps because this is Keysanity, so it's even faster go mode. And we're gonna have WeightyWords gonna go enter go mode very, very, very shortly. With Recitador being about part of a dungeon behind. Oh hey! Yeah, I assume that WeightyWords has the GT bid key. Again, it was in Light World during like the 100%ing of Light World, so like every runner checked everything. Weighty must have the GT bid key. It just isn't. Again, guys,
He
it's
does.
yeah, it's hard to keep track of all this. Also, if you haven't actually done the tracker before, like the tracker is weird. It refreshes every once in a while, which like
it just doesn't save what the last button that you press. It's a weird thing. So sometimes that's all like the glitch is. So
WeightyWords going to desert to finish that up. And he'll be on his way to GT.
oh, he misses the cool looking Pokey room. He gets shoved by death. Oh no. That was like a reverse damage boost. And very, very quick from Fred. Doing the backdoor strat. Please don't. Okay, he almost ran out of magic. I got so scared. He's a little bit behind. This is gonna be very, very close though.
Zephod does have butter, but it doesn't make that big of a difference.
It really doesn't. It's a few seconds at most. Oh, Recitador still checking other small spots here and there. fcoughlin can still catch up with really good execution. Zephod's execution in this tower hasn't been the best. Well, that room is pretty good though. No GT bid casting game. If Keysanity does one good thing, it's that there's no Destiny game, so no chat spam. It's its only redeeming factor, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. So Fred is gonna start. It started to climb the tower.
Oh, Zephod almost falls.
Yeah, I hate that room. That happens so much. Falling there.
Yeah, I think it's honestly, it's like just kind of like bad luck. Or like the wrong pixel or something like that.
WeightyWords is, unfortunately for Recitador, pretty far ahead of him. Like a full Turtle Rock. I honestly can't even pinpoint any big mistakes any runners made. Everybody just kind of did their own thing. So like I can't really fault any runner for like dying somewhere or something. Like everybody kind of did a good job.
Yeah, it definitely had really good execution, I would say.
Also, Fred might literally be losing by the amount of time he spent dropping bombs.
Yeah, he did do that a couple times.
I mean, we say this, but Fred could still catch up, so.
fall into Ganon, die into Ganon. Unlikely, but could happen.
That's pretty good. I get 2.
Recitador will get his DP Bidkey and enter Go mode momentarily-ish. Well, fall in there, it doesn't help. Don't slash at the guys on this bridge, just take the damage. You won't fall off if you take damage, but you will fall off if you get shocked. So it's recommended to just, like, damage through them.
Even if you're frustrated at the game, don't slash them.
Yeah, they are merciless.
Zaphod does have a potion, so I don't think he's got any problems. Entering phase 3.
Man, yeah, there's not really. I think Zaphod's good unless he gets a bad hit. In Ganon, like if the fight can go off the rails pretty fast sometimes. Like that, missing a random arrow for no reason. Oh,
That's
he
close.
dodged that just barely. I think that would have killed him. I can't remember how much hearts the fire does to red mail.
I believe it's only 2.
Seriously, a fall right here could lose him the race, but he finishes it. So Zaphod is the first to finish. And so that is Zaphod Beetlebrats the Fourth has finished in first place with an official Speedruns Live time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 5 seconds. And hopefully we'll see him come in here for an interview. And with Fred Coughlin, again, tempered is essentially the same thing. This is a really good fight. You want to learn something? That's how you do. That's how you do a Ganon.
Yeah, it was really clean iframes with his hook shot.
Yeah. We have another runner in the second phase. I need to pause I think. And I'm a little bit behind thanks to... Okay, and that is Fred Coughlin. It's finished with an official SRL time of 2:06:19. So Fred again second in his race and on the race stream. The other race being slightly lagging behind.
WeightyWords got a triple.
Oh wow, triples are extremely hard to get. WeightyWords finishing with an official SRL time of 2:06:53. Recitador is just a GT behind. Oh, we need to droid people in here. Hello, Zaphod.
Hi there.
Congratulations on winning your race as well as, well, getting first place in the whole thing. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite good actually.
I'd hope so, considering you just won a nice little Keysanity seed.
It was a great
Indeed.
job.
So is there anything... So how about that bid key?
Which Bicky? The desert one?
Yeah.
I was actually kind of relieved to see it right there, because after I found the fire rod in ice, I was hoping that it was in the fire rod block spot.
Yeah. Luckily it was. Fred, honestly, I can't tell why Fred was slightly behind you like that. Guess it was either just execution or him wasting time bombing literally everything.
Yeah,
I
he
see.
did.
And we have Recitador actually still has to do Desert Palace, which I forgot about.
I think one thing that saved you a lot of time was the fact that you didn't go to pod early on.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
thinking
a
about
big
doing
red
that.
herring. What the hell?
I was actually quite pumped to get that hammer jump down. I mean, I was practicing all day earlier today, and well, yeah. And this is the first time I've ever been able to pull one off in the race.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Congratulations, WeightyWords, for completing your race and winning it.
Thank you, GG everybody. Oh man,
For the longest time, we thought you were going to be first.
How about that fire rod?
that I dipped into ice, and then I realized that ice was a pendant. So after the first chest, I left because I didn't want to. I knew I could complete Thieves Town, and I shouldn't have left there. But I mean, other than that, I mean the mitts were super trolly, but I feel like I'm happy with how I kind of routed my early game and my mid game. It's just kind of that decision to put off ice that kind of bit me in.
Yeah, I believe other runners did not have the knowledge of it being a pendant, so they went
Okay.
into it.
Yeah,
Because
that might have been better for me.
yeah, I believe that the map was in Meyer as well as the big key.
Yeah, I think it was. Actually, I don't think I got the map, but I had got the map for one of the other crystal dungeons and the kind of process of elimination, because I had finished Mire and Swamp, and so the only thing left that was a pendant was ice, and that didn't really sink in until I was already in ice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Also, I'm really sorry about my really bad internet connection throughout the whole thing. I probably disconnected quite a few times on your
No.
thing, didn't I?
It was only like once or twice. I only saw a few frames. I mean, in a 4-person race, it doesn't matter as much, because if you lose some frames, we can just move on to somebody else for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
And the compass sleeps again forever. Recitador trying to do the no damage route through this room doesn't work.
It can be a little tricky.
Well, yeah, right. I forgot. Yeah, on the main channel, we're actually gonna have a very, very late match with really, really good commentators. So, stay tuned for that one. That'll be a good one. And then first thing in the morning at 9 a.m., if you're up, you can just go to sleep right after that. Take a 5-hour sleep. Wake up, watch another random race, sleep again. 1 p.m. we'll have more races. They'll pretty much be constant from 1 p.m. Just as a note for this tournament, while we watch Recitador make his way up, if you didn't know, that the races may also appear on 8 other channels on top of the 4 speed gaming channels. We're not the only tournament, so sometimes the tournament matches may end up making room for the other ones because, hey, again, this is a speed gaming, not just ALTTPR. But if you didn't know, there is actually a channel called ALTTP Randomizer, and then add a 2, a 3, and a 4 to that, and you got all those channels, plus Randomizer Mania, which is another channel, which is explicitly a randomizer channel, hosts all different kinds. There's 4 of those as well. Oh, it's Randomania now. Thank you, Cyclone. They have changed their name for the 4th time. Because it used to be called Random Massacre, so... But Randomania then. Plus 2, 3, 4. So do keep that in mind, that this tournament will be taking place on a lot of different channels. No, you have nothing else to do or watch. Why do you even have anything other than Twitch? I can understand if you're watching the LCS, though.
Yeah, I kind of watched all the races today during work, and it was amazing.
Yeah, there certainly are a lot of races happening with all the matches and all the people that signed up.
Yeah, other tournaments that people on this channel may be interested in the future. March will start a No Major Glitches and Link to the Past tournament, which means is going to be the game that is not randomized with the No Major Glitches rule set, which is the same glitches that you see in this run are utilized throughout that run, although there are more glitches used in this run. There's also going to be there's also the Zelda 1 tournament. Zelda 1 tournament currently ongoing, as well as the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament currently ongoing. So keep your eye on those. Oh, almost got pushed off there. Luckily.
Not today, Trolled One. Nice double.
Yeah. Actually, I think you only got a single, unless I missed the. Unless I'm still far behind again. Streaming wirelessly feels bad. Okay, and Tanny, get this. Now I'm gonna spend the next.
That was a single.
Oh. Now since we are watching just one runner at this point, I'm gonna try to, for the knowledge of the chat, to try to do basically a mini tutorial based off his video on how to do this next boss fight. It's pretty hard. Ganon, these runners make it look very easy. So essentially, you just don't think about it in these terms. With Golden Sword, each phase requires 8 hits. With Tempered, it requires 12 hits. With Master, it requires 12 spins for phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 is always 4 hits. You need to spin with the Master Sword. But you'll see it right here. So you're going to see him slash at him. So you get 1 off at the first, and then you want to slash, you can get 5 to 6 hits in. And then no more than that. Then you want to wait till his trident starts spinning, because he only takes damage when the trident's spinning. So once you do that, you don't want to die.
Oh,
So
no.
that he was in a really bad spot. So that's like a really rough spot to have Ganon teleport into. But this is fine. Oh, he's gonna go grab there's a fairy down here that you can grab if you die. So those fire runs, there's multiple ways you can just avoid them, but that's not a great way. When you've got this much health and armor, a good way is to just damage boost when you're at full health. But don't ever let Ganon hug you. He deals, I think it's 16 hearts of damage with green mail. So even with red mail, it's 4. This is why this fight is so difficult for new runners in the vanilla game, because you either have to get the red mail, which is a time loss, or you have to get 16. You have to take 16 hearts of damage, which is a kill in that, because you only go into this fight with 13, so he auto kills you if he hugs you. Oh, it's 8.
Yeah, I believe.
Why did I think it was? Oh, I must have had. I don't know where I got 16 from. Crazy.
And a lot of times, some runners will intentionally take damage if you're at full hearts, because beams on Ganon can be a little annoying.
Well, beams actually don't do anything to him. So as far as it doesn't affect him. So
yeah, it's just
there
like
are fights where you want to take intentional damage, though, for sure. Basically any boss that doesn't take damage from Fighter Sword won't take damage from Sword Beams. But you are right in that sometimes runners just don't like the Sword Beams, and I totally understand that as somebody who hates Sword Beams. So they'll just take damage anyway.
Yeah, it was just something I saw in that. It was that all dungeons run that just happened. They one of the runners just intentionally took damage because they didn't want beams. Recitador finishes in 4th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 28 seconds.
Hello, Recitador. Congratulations on finishing.
Hello. And thanks. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
So That seat was all over the place. I don't blame you for taking that long. That was still a great finish.
Yeah, it wasn't my best work, but it wasn't a very good seed at all.
It really wasn't. Don't worry, man.
Those gloves were pretty annoying.
Yeah, that was a really, really trolly spot for them to be.
Also, I recall a commentator on an earlier race saying, "Oh, Aga's not required that much in Keysanity. This is only the third time today."
Yeah, I think the thing that trolled you probably the most was the cane.
Yeah, that was basically in the last possible spot I could do. Well, just kidding, I had Spike Cave and Ether Tablet, but I decided to check off the mountain before I went up the mountain, just in case. The Titans Mitts trolled me pretty hard for a while, too, though.
Yeah, that was a really bad spot. I think that's actually where I think you were the last one to get Titans, but that was the biggest I think, in this seed. Also pod. Oh, can you guys hear that in the background? Sorry.
I did it earlier, but it's okay. But yeah, I think you went into ice to get Fire Rod without knowing that it's a pendant.
Yeah, I
So
had no
that-
idea.
So that kind of helped you a little bit in that aspect.
It just seemed like a fire rod, an ice palace seed, or that I would definitely have to go in there with Bombo, so I just went straight there.
Yeah, and with Maya requiring Bombos, it's kind of like, well, is Bombos really for Ice Palace or is it for Meyer? You know, is it only progression for that one thing? And that's where things can kind of get a little bit trolly in some parts.
Yeah, I got a little, I don't know, I felt behind pretty much the whole time, and then, so I don't know, I was making a few mistakes here and there, and just, but the seed was just messing with my head a little bit too.
You did blind pull the pet as well.
Yeah, I really didn't think there was anything on it, but I was like, screw it, I'm going to Skullwoods because it has like 4 items behind it. I'm going to get the green pendant, and while I'm there, I already have the pendant, so whatever.
Yeah, it was the Lonely Compass.
Yeah, so I think that's good. I think congratulations everyone for finishing that seed. That seed would have tilted me very hard. So thank you for taking that bullet for us, the added requirement and everything. But we should sign off in about 25 minutes. On Speed Gaming 1, there will be a race with some great runners and some great commentators. So we'll see you there if you are still going to be up.
Yeah, be sure to check out those other races.
Hey, have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Take care, guys.
See you, everybody. GG.
Take it easy.